Well, welcome to Three Cheers. My name's Andrew. I'll be your host for today, and now let's see who's going to be in the yellow chair. It's Julia. I almost didn't see you though in the camo.
Hi, Andrew.
Hello, welcome. And now we'll see who's in the red chair. And it's Di.
Hello.
Kia ora.
Di.
Kia ora.
I love the necklace, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Probably looks better on you than it would on me, though.
Well, you know, we could try
I
later.
should give it a go.
You're right, I should.
It would actually go with your green top, but, you know.
Well, there we go. This is why I brought you guys here.
Fashion advice.
Exactly. Now, three things about me. Well, I can throw a ball with my right hand. I can play guitar with my left hand, but I'm still working on dancing with either foot.
Fair enough. Oh, well, my name's Julia. I used to work in children's TV as a children's TV presenter with an audience of like hundreds of thousands of kids.
Yep.
I'm now a stay-at-home mum, audience of 3.
Oh, tougher audience though, right?
Yeah, captive though.
My name's Di. I'm very serious about dark chocolate and very serious about the Amish. Love them.
Generally
Wow.
quite serious.
Very serious.
Have you been to
really.
a barn building lately?
Not lately, although I'd like to try.
What does that mean, that you're serious about Amish?
I just like reading about them.
She doesn't like Amish
I
jokes.
like-
You wish
They're
you
very
were
disrespectful.
Amish?
No, I don't wish I was Amish. I just like to, you know, when I'm in the States, like to go visit them.
Yeah.
Like a horse ride
Yeah, a little
in a carriage?
You know,
Interesting.
yeah, it's just a little thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little thing.
It's a little thing.
Oh, you'll be uniquely qualified then to talk about our topic today because we're talking about stuff. So we thought we'd get to know each other by asking a few questions.
And I'm going to kick it off, actually.
Red chair, red flower.
Yeah.
Yeah, goes really well, doesn't it? Anyway, what is your best and worst physical feature?
What, you mean like at the same time?
No, I think you can actually categorise.
You know what though? I can
One of
answer that
each.
with the same feature
Yeah.
now that I think about it. It
Yes.
would be my height. Because
Really?
it's great being tall, but at the same time, like, you find the urge to slouch all the time.
Oh,
or,
especially
like,
next
when
to me, right? Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
yes,
Okay.
actually.
And
Yes,
do you
my
know,
fault.
I know I'm
Fault.
not as tall
Right.
as you,
Yeah.
but I do find the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
but I
good
won't
and
use
bad.
that as my answer because
Okay.
that's a bit boring to
Okay,
do.
so what's your answer?
Actually, good and bad, my hair.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
Really?
Covers
Yeah.
both categories, yeah.
Right.
My hair is massive.
Right.
Like massive. Every time I go to the hairdressers, they're commenting on how massive my hair is. I will have covered the floor with hair being chopped off, and my children will say, there's no difference.
Oh,
I mean, your children sound awful.
The moral of the story is that your children sound awful.
Right.
no, I think your hair's
Don't.
great.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So my turn.
All right.
Did you answer the question?
I didn't have to. It's not mine to answer.
Oh,
Yeah.
only we have to answer
yeah.
the question?
Yeah, that's right. There we
This
go.
feels like cheating, but that's
No,
fine.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Ooh, here we go. So if you were stranded on a desert island, which 3 people
Oh my
would
word.
you like to have with you and why?
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
My 3 children,
Ooh.
and I would desperately miss my husband.
I mean, you can't not say one of your children, though, can you? So you're kind of between a rock and a desert island on that one, aren't you?
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I've just got one child, so I'll choose my child, my husband,
Yeah.
and Bear Grylls.
And Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
That is a
Yeah.
great idea.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
not a
you.
bad-
Because he's
yeah.
going to help me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although he's got some interesting ways of
Just
surviving.
don't put them on cooking. Is
Yeah.
probably the thing you
Exactly.
want to... Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
All
That's
right.
a good answer. Okay.
Okay.
Yellow.
Right.
This is me. What physical or material possession do you treasure the most?
Oh, my word.
Oh, I'm so glad I don't have to answer that one.
That is really tough, isn't it?
My bed.
Oh, that's
Can
a
you
good
imagine,
answer.
like, not having that? That would be pretty nasty.
It's a good answer.
That's
Thank
a
you.
really
well
great
done.
answer. Oh, my word, I can't think. Okay.
Why don't we
I'm-
just start taking things off you, and the moment you get upset about it, we'll know that was it.
That was the one.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just going to say, look, I'm quite a sentimental person, so something like my wedding ring,
Yeah.
Okay.
you know, something like that. If someone took it away from me, I'd be quite upset.
Right.
There we go. Done.
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 Yeah. Question's done.
My stuff story is that I couldn't get rid of it. That was my New Year's resolution, to declutter for the year, to have a nice home that, you know, just was clutter-free. Could not do it. I've done other New Year's resolutions, be healthy, read more, couldn't get rid of my stuff.
So welcome to Three Cheers. We're talking about stuff with Julia and Di. And has there ever been a better way of acquiring stuff than shopping online?
Oh, so dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah?
Yeah. And everything, stuff is advertised everywhere. You can't just check your Instagram feed or without buying something, potentially.
Yeah. I'm going to just say I haven't really fallen into the trap of online shopping.
The trap? How dare you? The opportunity, Di. The opportunity.
The opportunity, I guess, I don't know if I'm just old or if I'm just not into it, but I just get bored very quickly and I don't actually enjoy it.
What about Christmas shopping, though? Would you prefer to be Christmas shopping in the crowds of people? You would?
Oh, you see, but Christmas shopping for me, I find that's why Christmas Eve shopping is the best thing in the world.
Because there's no crowds?
No, it's because there's nothing that clarifies the mind like the impending doom of having no Christmas presents for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So like you can't walk around all the shops and be like, should I get this? Like if you don't buy something, it's all over
You're
for you.
stuffed. Yep.
So yeah. Which is, ironic considering our topic.
My kids have just learned about online shopping too.
Oh,
I've
have they?
managed to kind of avoid that so far, but the oldest especially just begged me the other day to buy her a hat online.
I was going to say, is it mostly clothing though? Like in terms of online buying?
No, not necessarily. Games and toys and stuff as well. Yeah.
Because I was going to say clothes are problematic, aren't they?
Clothes I couldn't do, especially for the kids.
Yeah.
Because their weird sizes are weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure that out.
I feel like there's a special class of person who knows how to buy clothes online, and I'm not that person.
Neither.
Books, on the other hand. Books.
Oh,
True.
Tell you what.
Actually,
Okay,
something.
we don't have a
Depository.
sponsor.
Book depository. Honestly, every day something arrives in my mailbox.
How did it happen?
It's like
Oh, my
Christmas for
word.
myself.
Yeah.
How did I know? Ah.
But, people say you can never have too many books.
Yeah, they're wrong.
I think they are.
Yeah.
So
no.
would you class too many books?
I think I've got too many books and I try and cull.
But you can't.
And I can't.
Nah.
So you can't do that whole Marie Kondo declutter my books thing. This doesn't give me joy.
They all give me joy.
Yeah.
They all give me joy.
Okay.
Or they give somebody in the household joy.
Right.
So you just keep them. All right.
I just keep
Do you struggle to give them away though? Like maybe when it comes to books or the other stuff you've got as well. Like I mean, a part of me has to make peace with the fact if I give somebody a book, I may never see it again. So it's safer just to not to give anyone anything.
That's true. Like when you lend a book, you kind of like, I really want to clarify I'm lending this to you. I want it back.
I have
Right.
stamps.
You
Stamps
do?
with my
Yeah.
name
Wow.
and phone number.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think books may be an issue for
Maybe.
me. I'm realising as we're talking about.
I used to try and put like a little calendar thing in my little Google calendar that said, okay, I gave this to this person for this long.
You can get apps.
Oh, did you? Do you
can
really
get,
do
like-
that? Sorry.
Well, I did, look, because otherwise, like, how do you lose books, right? Because you think, oh, I'm sure I'll get it back, like, blah, 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 and then you just don't. So you're like, look,
And then you need it.
yeah, or I just want it. I don't need it, but they have my book and I want it back.
Yeah.
I can't be honest and say that it's some deep, I may not read the book back again when I get it back.
You just want
but
it.
it's mine.
That's interesting.
It's kind of petty, but I've got to.
Yeah, I think we might be like getting into a whole deeper issue here.
I think so. I actually think there's many deep
let me tell you about my
issues with
mother
this.
and growing up. And
Yeah.
Attachment issues.
Okay. But would you say you have too much stuff though?
100% have too much stuff.
Yeah.
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 And we moved a few years ago into a bigger house, which is dangerous because then you just continue to gather
Sure.
This is
more
true.
and more stuff.
Yeah.
And we don't need it. And it causes like a whole lot of issues in terms of putting things away,
Sure.
you know? Like if we just had one box of toys that they can all go away into, I'm sure that the nagging from the mum in the house would be diminished.
Yeah. Totally have too much stuff. And we had the opposite problem. We moved from a massive house,
Okay.
which felt that we could never, ever fill up,
Yeah.
to a very small one,
Okay.
a unit. And so now the stuff is everywhere and it drives me crazy, but I can't get rid of
I was
it.
going to say, yeah, so what is it like? Is it mostly, is there a type of thing that you struggle to throw away?
Everything. Everything. I feel like I've got an attachment to
Yeah,
everything.
you're quite sentimental.
Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah.
See, I get into trouble with sentimental stuff more because I feel like I'm supposed to want to keep it and I just don't.
Okay, so you're good at decluttering then?
You know, I don't know what I'm supposed to keep. Like I genuinely,
Okay.
this is very unique to me, but like, you have those kind of sentimental things and memories of stuff and whatever. I have this little painting, or I had this little painting of when I did a charity bike ride in Thailand that was given to me from a 6-year-old child.
Oh.
And it sounds lovely, but I found it in the bottom of a drawer and I thought, I'm never going to look at this again. This has no emotional attachment to me. What am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
And people said, don't throw it away, but I'm never going to look at it again.
So you
So what
did.
did you
I
do?
did throw it away.
Okay.
And how long ago was that?
A few years ago?
You haven't regretted it?
No. I mean,
I think you made a good decision.
Yeah.
It's a great
I'm
pattern for
with you,
moments like
Julia.
this. I mean, who
Yeah.
knew when I did that it would help pad out a talk show?
That's what you did it for.
Exactly. I did it all for the
No
lols. I did it for you, the
sentimental-
audience. You're
yeah,
welcome.
yeah.
This was for you.
My thing is, like, I'm okay with sorting things out and
Yeah.
just chucking.
Yeah.
But then I never get onto that next stage of taking the boxes and the bags to the op shop because
Yes.
I am scared of the people at the op shop.
Oh, really?
They are grumpy.
Oh,
and
okay.
I feel bad giving them all of this stuff.
You don't deserve this.
Yeah,
I'm
actually.
sorry that you have to sort this out. It's like I
Yeah.
bought too much stuff. It's
No,
my
look,
fault.
if
and
they
now
work
it's-
at an op shop, they deserve to have to work through all that kind of stuff as well. That's part of the job description.
Yeah, but
It's
they
actually part
don't
of the
seem
fun.
happy about it.
Oh, no, I went to an op shop. I loved it.
Did you?
Really?
People bought in stuff. I was like,
Oh, I
going
wish you
through it
still
all.
did. I
Right.
can take it to
Really?
you.
You could take it to
yeah,
me.
I'm honestly.
See,
You
I've
want
got
to
a
take it
few-
to me and I'll take it to an op shop for you. There you go. I'll do
we
that
could
for you.
do that.
We could
That's
do
a
that.
great idea.
I'm more
Thank
than happy
you.
to. Yeah.
See, I have a pile of clothes that I, filtered through. I think, okay, I haven't worn this in forever. I'm going to throw it away. But just the act of finding one of those clothing bins is enough for me to go, I don't know where one is. If I put it in the
it's
car,
in your
I'll
boot.
just...
I have them in my boot
Yeah,
for
for a
ages.
while.
And then, like, the kids will see them over the bag.
Yeah.
And then they want it.
Oh, I love that top.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
two, 3 sizes too small.
Lie to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when it comes to like things like Christmas gifts and that kind of stuff as well, does that ever factor into your thinking, like how much stuff I should get or not get or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, I think increasingly so. Now that I realise just how burdened I can feel with my own stuff, I realise that I don't want to burden other people with things that they're not going to use. So I do want to choose wisely. I love giving gifts, but yeah, it's that idea of just giving a gift for gift's sake. Yeah.
See, but does that take some
Yeah.
of the magic out of it though? Because like if you're only getting stuff that you need, like that's kind of boring, isn't it?
No, but it's not necessarily just stuff that you need. It might be stuff that you want. I guess it's just you don't want to be giving the stuff that people don't need and don't want.
Yeah.
Well,
You
sure.
know, that's just going to sit on their shelf.
Right.
I like consumables are quite good, like craft activities for kids and
Yeah.
things like that kind of get done and then
And experiences are good. You know, like
That's true.
a zoo
here's
pass.
a zoo pass or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh, right,
Movie
I see what you mean.
pass. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had a house fire then, what would be the last thing you'd save?
The last thing I'd say, that's a strange question.
That is.
Well, I mean,
true.
you
I
think you
got
pull it,
confused.
you get the kids out, you get maybe the family photos, something like that. But like if it went up in smoke,
so
you'd be
then-
like, actually, probably for the best.
Paperwork.
There you
I don't
go.
want to see it anymore.
Yeah, and then
And
you've
in a
got
house
to
fire,
use.
it is a
Yeah.
prime
I'm
candidate.
sorry,
so
Inland
you could be
Revenue.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a house fire.
All
I
of those
honestly had that
documents.
thought the other day when I was
Yeah.
thinking about this. Like, if I could just say there was a fire and it was all burnt up, what would the
Yeah.
IRD do? So if somebody knows, that would be really helpful because I feel like if they've got access to that information anyway, surely they can go and get it. Like, why do I have to look for it?
Do you know
They could,
what my
sure.
cousin did, which I thought was genius, but
Yeah.
took a whole lot of effort, is she took all of her paperwork, all of her stuff that she thought she needed to keep but
Yep.
didn't want the piles of paper,
Right.
and scanned them all and then chucked them all and just had them all on file.
So organised.
Yeah.
I have this
Too
app
organised.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have an app now that apparently integrates with like all my software stuff. This is getting very technical and administrative. It basically just means I can take a photo of all my receipts and things so I don't have to keep any paper around. And then it kind of does all the work for me.
And so you just chuck that paper away.
Yeah, straight away. In fact, the best thing is
Recycle
when
it.
you go into the store and you say, can I have the receipt, please? They go, okay, thanks for you. Wait a second. Click, and then you give it back to them. And they don't know what to do. It's great.
That's good. I need that app. And just FYI, I was going to tell you before, there's also a library app. Have you seen that? So
no.
you can like enter all of your books all the way too many books that you have, and then you can record. Because do you lend them and then forget who you've lent them to?
Well, to be honest, I just got out of the habit of lending. I just found it was easier
yeah.
just not to give them to anyone.
Yeah, you just decided to be like stingy.
Scroogey.
Pretty much, yes. Yeah.
Okay, well that's
Love it.
also
Well,
an
the app
answer.
sounds
But if you
great.
want the app,
If I
Let
change
me
my
know.
mind, then I know who to talk to.
yeah. I want to be one of those people who's like a real minimalist. And so I declutter and I declutter and I declutter and then I turn around and there's all this stuff again. And I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if I buy it. I don't know if someone else buys it. I don't know where it comes from, but I have so much stuff.
Continuing our discussion about stuff, how much is too much? For example, I don't need this anymore. Have you ever bought something because it was on sale?
I'm sure I must have. I can't think of anything specific. But when you're going, oh, I'm saving $55 by spending this $75.
Yeah.
You know?
Honestly, when I go shopping, I'm like, I've got the sale eyes on, you know, what's on sale. And then I find I'm like, oh, this is so great. And so, yeah, certainly I've bought things just because it's on sale.
Yeah.
Bad practice, though.
Which is why you should never go to Briscoe's, because I have a strong feeling there could be a sale this weekend.
Are they ever not?
I don't know if they... No.
I'm pretty sure that
think
it's
so.
just standard. There are specials, discounts every single day in the life of Briscoe's.
I tell you what, though, the one place that I know is kind of like, you know, crystal meth to the budget is going to Kmart.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
You see?
Kmart.
There you go. Just one more thing. Just one more hit and I'll be okay.
See, I'm not a Kmart person.
Haven't you? Have you been there?
But you churn your own butter, though, on account of your Amish kind of background.
This is the problem.
You save money in other places.
And there are definitely reasons to not shop at such places. Like, I mean, I think it rates pretty well on the Tier Fund ethical trading guide.
I totally saw that, and I agree. I saw that. I thought, really, Kmart? But it didn't do too badly. But it's sort of out of the way for me. So one, why would I drive that far? And two, I'm not a big fan. Just saying.
So where do you shop?
For what? For what?
It's a good question.
Well, because you shop at Kmart for everything.
Oh, okay. So like,
what I need this, I go to Kmart.
I guess I'm just a big second-hand shopper.
Oh, that's
Okay.
I love
you're
going
so
to
good.
Oh, am I?
Yeah, that's good.
But what if they bought their stuff from an unethical place and then you bought it off them?
Well, then that's their fault.
Like, what do you do there?
Is
it their fault,
You're not
though?
feeding into the system.
I'm not
you're
feeding
not
into
adding
the
to it.
system.
You're doing, you're doing well. I
just
applaud
love
you.
second-hand shopping, and where I'm based at work, there's not a lot of shops around that aren't second-hand shops. So, if I'm going to buzz up the road to get something,
Second-hand food, for example.
oh, yeah, I haven't quite got that.
So you wouldn't go with that?
No, well, I don't know. I could try.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I don't think it means anything.
I mean, she just said it was all second-hand. I immediately thought of all the restaurants and thought, what would a second-hand food place even be like? I mean, would you go there if it was ethically sourced?
But
for example?
no. We have to define what second-hand food is because I don't understand.
Well, it's clearly not first-hand, obviously. I mean, I don't know how much more I can spell this out.
It's the stuff that has been left on other people's plates.
And then you just pick it up.
Reformed.
Or maybe it's like, you know how
Reformed
bakeries
into
have a lot
salads.
of food at the end of the day and then they
Deconstructed.
get rid of it all and then so maybe...
That's slightly
okay.
more palatable. I
Right.
could cope with that.
Okay, so you would go to a second-hand food place.
If you define it that way,
I
yes.
don't think that is food stuff. Is that on top
Is it not stuff? I mean, if you asked for a meal and I gave you an empty plate, you'd be like, where's the stuff?
Where's the stuff?
Right.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's stuff.
You're not sure it is?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what about if you were to, say, throw away a third of your possessions? Could you do it?
Totally.
Yeah.
You reckon?
I mean, I
Yeah.
could. It would be hard to make. It's the decision making
It's the
that's
decision
hard.
making, yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely don't need everything that I have.
Yeah. If I had to, sure, I'd do it. But it would take me a long time, and I'd be a bit pathetic about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you ever made some active choices or things that you've done in your own life to minimise the amount of stuff that you have, though? Is it something that just passively you go by and think, oh, I got too much, you don't do anything? Or have you actually had a mass clean out lately or something like that?
Every school holidays.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. I try every school holidays to just go through and just cull.
Right. What's your rules? Do you have rules for what stays and what goes?
Most of the rules are around the kids not being present so they can't see what I'm
Yeah,
doing.
I think that's what you got to do.
Wisdom.
Yeah.
Because you gather, even all those little little things that kids get in birthday presents, those little surprise, open up the packet and you'll find out what's inside and it's just a little plastic.
The little plastic, what's it?
Yeah, I don't know what
okay.
they're supposed to be doing with it and so those go, and they just end up all over the floor.
Yeah.
So
Di, do you have throw away or keep rules?
Look, I'm just going to be really clear about this. I am really bad at throwing things away. I don't know if anyone's got that impression, but I find it really, really difficult. So do I have rules? I think it's when I'm feeling strong, I can do this, and then I just sort of go in there and somehow it works. But I've got to be in the right mood.
Really?
Yeah.
Were your folks like that? Do they hold on to things a lot more?
Yeah, it's a family thing.
Yeah, because I often wonder, maybe the stuff that our parents would have bought would have lasted a lot longer as well. So maybe it makes a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. My mum culls. She comes to my house and culls my stuff.
Oh, so she's pretty good at it too.
Yeah. And I think just retiring and moving to a smaller place and they've kind of just gotten rid of everything except for the things that that they want. They've made a place that they just is all the stuff that they love and nothing.
That is really
more.
lovely, isn't it? That's what it should be. Yeah.
Do you ever think like the houses we have now as well? Like I think about, say, our grandparents' generation as well, with what they got with their houses in general, like a lot simpler anyway. The kind of things we expect to have in them kind of perpetuates us getting a lot more stuff as well. So what do you think? I mean, I suppose if you're going to go Amish as well, then Di, like go back to like a hand butter churn and a, you know, maybe the washing board down by the river or something like that.
Yeah, the washing board. How do you handle that?
Well, how do you handle
Which
it when you
river do
don't
you
have a
wash in?
river?
Do you ever regret?
problem.
Do you ever regret making a reference and finding it comes back to haunt you, like for hours?
Not at all.
Afterwards?
Not
No?
at all.
Oh, okay.
Look,
Just
I
checking.
think,
Don't know.
I think a simpler way of life is definitely what a lot of people aspire to.
Right.
I just think it's very, very hard. And I think the reason we accumulate so much stuff is, one, we're often given it.
Sure.
People are like, oh, you know, I saw this the other day and I thought of you and here you go. And then if you like me, you're like, oh, great, and then you can't throw it away. There's a lot of advertising, there's a lot of marketing, and you think, I really do need this.
Everywhere you look, everywhere you look, you're being told that you need more and more stuff.
Absolutely.
So do you have like a major
the good life looks like?
Do you have like a major regret purchase then from like the last, say, well, if I say regret purchase, is there anything that comes to mind for you?
Probably clothes. There'll be items of clothes, definitely.
Yeah,
that
definitely clothing.
Sit in the drawer.
I think sometimes when I buy toys that I even as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, this isn't going to last.
Right.
That is a huge regret because they just end up in landfill. Yeah.
Do you often think about that side of things as well in terms of like the biological, what is it, the biodegradability?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
For sure. Absolutely. Because, you know, when we buy things, and especially if you buy online, it comes to us packaged quite incredibly to ensure that little product is very safe. So you're throwing away all that packaging, and then you've got this little product inside that may or may not last.
My kids are really, really onto it with that. So they're like we ordered bamboo toothbrushes and they came wrapped in plastic. But the next time round they weren't anymore. The next so
they probably got some certainly worded emails from their customers being like,
exactly.
Yeah, and the kids are all like, what?
Yeah.
You know, they're making this big effort. And my little girl went to a birthday party and gave a book as the birthday present. And I said to her on the way home, oh, did such and such like the present? And she was like, I don't know. I think she liked the other things she got more. And I said, oh, what other stuff did she get? And she's just like, loads of plastic. Like disgusted by it. So I think that there's definitely that generation coming through.
A lot of education around it, isn't it?
I was going to say, are they picking it up mainly through school and stuff as well, or is it like TV as well?
I think it's everywhere. I think we will see a big shift in it. But there's also consumerism, like there's marketing is everywhere as well. So they're kind of going like, I really, really want that. And I'll say, but look at how much plastic is in it. Do you actually want it? Because it's probably not going to last that long before it ends up in the
And these are great questions
like,
to ask for kids, you know, because I think they can sort of work through these things.
Yeah, I think so too.
When it comes to buying stuff, I've probably got a more unique problem in that I never actually buy the stuff that I need. So like I was keeping the glass of water that I have by my bed on the windowsill. It took me about 3 or 4 months to realize I should just buy a bedside table. So that's my problem. Maybe I don't buy enough stuff. Well, we've had a great conversation today. Di, I think you've given us a real bump with the Amish community.
Oh, thanks. Anytime.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to talk about the Amish with me, more than welcome. Anyone watching who's Amish or maybe ex-Amish.
They don't have TVs. Oh, yeah, the ex-Amish.
Yeah, maybe they've got a
maybe.
secret iPhone or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, come and talk to me about it. Love it.
And anyone's got any hair products, maybe they can send them your way, something like that.
I'm keen to experiment.
Well, thank you for joining us on 3 Cheers.